revolutionizing the way people treat people in business. The Experience Pros, America's home for positive business talk.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. This is America's home for positive business talk. Angel Tussey, Eric Kramer, inspiring you to get your business right.
So I'm trolling around on my Twitter.
Trolling on your Twitter.
Trolling on my Twitter, and I find a notification on my Twitter that somebody in very close in our world, Mr. Robert Johnson, counselor extraordinaire, shared a picture of our book, Lists That Save My Business, that we published back in 2010. And he shares a picture of the book, and he says, if they can do it, so can I. And the answer is absolutely, right? If we can do it, I think that's one of the things that Eric and I have always wanted to impart on our clients, on our listeners, anybody following us. If we can do it, so can you.
Right.
We've gone ahead of you and made a whole lot of the mistakes.
Spent a whole lot of the money.
And we want to impart that upon you so that you don't have to make those mistakes. You don't have to invest that kind of money. Let's save you $1 million, right?
$1 million.
And just understand, here was Eric, a magician, a Christian illusionist.
I like to call myself a public speaker.
That too. I was mostly a stay-at-home mom. I was working for the PGA, but it was a seasonal position and a stay-at-home mom. And we've kind of, found our way, which if you look back in the archives, in fact, I was looking back today, we incorporated Experience Pros, April 30th, 2008. Yeah. So we're coming up on 10 years. 10 years, right? They say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. So
2018 is going to be a great year.
Any day now, this whole thing is going to flip the switch, right? And so when we talk about what we've done in the journey that we've taken to create media exposure, to create a sustainable brand, to put systems in place, right? All of that, we did it at a time where we were really the trailblazers in the space.
Yeah, there were not a lot of people in the space as we learned, and because of that, there was nobody to coach us in the business of doing the business, learning the business. Nobody had ever taken a consulting. Let me say, not in our world. Not in our world, nobody did that, and so we didn't have anything, and so we did. We spent $1.5 million getting to the place where we are today, and guess what? It doesn't have to be that expensive.
Right. And so one of the things we want to talk to you about right now is about becoming a published author.
Yep.
It is one of those things. If you are going to be a micro influencer in 2018, you got to own the space, right? You got to be the expert in your space. You've got to own it, which means you need to publish a book in that space. It's a part of the package. Being featured on media, being featured on social, having the whole package, having a book published is part of the package.
Sure.
And the reason why we can say you need to do this is because there's really nothing keeping you from doing it.
That's right.
Thanks to self-publishing, thanks to Amazon, who offers all of the tools that you need.
Everything you could possibly need.
Everything in one small shop. Now,
cover creators.
Yeah, cover
imagery,
creators, the templates for your book.
All of it.
It's all there. Now, there are also resources of people you can hire to create your book, people you can hire for editing and formatting, people you can hire for all of these pieces.
Sure.
But Amazon has all of the tools and resources. Plus, they create an author central page for you, Google Food, micro influencer. It's all in that package. And so when we started, I didn't know anybody who had self-published. We didn't know anybody who had self-published. And then I met somebody who did. And I went, he was doing a book signing at a local restaurant.
His deal was, get your first book out. Just do it.
Just do it. I had all these questions. I wanted to do all this research. And of course we all do, right? Because we're entrepreneurs. We got to figure this out. And he said, just write it, because everything that you need to know, you're going to figure out when you write it. So Robert, this one's for you. Just write it.
Just do it.
Just write it. And most of what you're going to include in that, you've already written.
Yep.
You probably already have it in presentation notes, in articles or blogs or conversations you've had with other clients when you're presenting, when you're speaking. You've probably, for the most part, have the bulk of the content already written in some format or another.
Now, trust me. And by the way, as you're writing this out, and Angel says you've got the bulk of the content already, let's just say you print out like 10, 15, 20 blogs that you've written, which could be 10, 15, 20 chapters of a book if they're tied together, right?
Yes.
In fact, we actually have a book that is a compilation of blogs. That's it.
That's it. We just took our blogs and we put it into a book.
That's it. Now, here's the cool thing. Once you get them all spread out, if you invite Angel over, she will take those blogs and say, well, this should be number 1. This should be number 3. No, I want number 3 over number 17. No. And she will do that. And she won't feed you until it's done.
We were so close. We were so close to having the book, ready. Eric was starving. But we had to put the chapters in order. The chapters had to go in order. So we had them, but we didn't have them in order. And how long ago was that? Like 6 years ago.
I'm
and he still remembers that I didn't feed him. I didn't feed him until after the chapters were in order.
Yeah.
Okay. So compile it. You already have it written. You have the tools and the resources out there to get it published. Amazon, if you missed that first step. And then marketing the book, right? Using media, going on a publisher tour of promoting your book. So today you can actually launch your book, come up with the cover, the title and the cover.
Yep.
On your social page, on your business page, announce it. Book coming out Q2 of 2018, Q3 of 2018. Book me now to speak at your events because I've got a book coming out in the spring, in the summer, and start getting booked now to promote that book.
And by the way, those bookings will come. From the East Coast, listener KZ says, great advice. Just do it. And it's really true.
It's really the advice I was given.
If you want to go to our Facebook Live and connect with KZ, her name is Candy Zulkowski, and if you want to go connect with her, she can help you build that book as well. You've got help left, right, everywhere here on the Experience Pros Radio Network. We'll be back right after the top of the hour news. You are listening to Angel and Eric. This is the Experience Pros Radio Show.
America's home for